Welcome to Soul Ascendancy, a space where profound truths and transformative revelations come to light. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Together, we embark on a journey to uncover the depths of the human spirit, exploring concepts that challenge the way we see ourselves and those around us. If you resonate with what we share, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, join our growing community, and let your voice be heard in the comments below. Write God if this message reaches your soul. It helps us know you're with us on this incredible path. In the journey of self-discovery, there is a profound resonance with the teachings of the Bible, where the call to step into one's true power echoes in verses that invite us to seek the kingdom within. Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you," Luke 17:21. A reminder that the strength we seek is not external but rooted in the divine spark that resides in each of us. This internal power is not about exerting control over others, but rather about mastering oneself, aligning our will with a higher purpose, grounded in love, humility, and wisdom. The Bible also speaks of transformation and renewal, particularly in Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. This invitation to break free from the constraints of society's expectations parallels the essence of the journey we've discussed. It urges us to rise above superficial judgments, to embrace our true selves without fear, and to trust in the process of growth, knowing that in our vulnerability, we find strength. Through this divine perspective, we are reminded that true power is birthed in surrender. Surrender to the self, to the divine will, and to the transformative process that shapes us into the person we are destined to be. Stepping into your villain era is not about embracing darkness for its own sake. It's about awakening to a new kind of freedom, one that allows you to reclaim your power in ways that are unapologetically authentic. The truth is, in the stories of others, we often become characters shaped by their perceptions, sometimes a savior, sometimes a villain. And when the time comes to embody the latter, it's less about destruction and more about breaking free from the constraints of what others expect us to be. This era of transformation is not born from malice, but from a raw and unfiltered connection with yourself. It's the realization that you no longer have to apologize for taking up space, for living boldly, or for saying no when the world demands. There's a strange allure to the unpredictability of this journey. It's as though, without effort, you've become a force that others cannot resist, even when they try. You're no longer the hero bending to accommodate. You've become the storm they watch in awe. Studies show that human beings are wired to respond to unpredictability. It heightens emotions, amplifies adrenaline, and makes every interaction feel like an adventure. This is the energy you now radiate. People are drawn to it, not despite the chaos, but because of it. They may call you the villain, but deep down, they crave the intensity you bring. You are not the safe choice. You are the fire that both warms and burns. When you stop seeking validation, a shift occurs. Suddenly, you exude a magnetism that others can't define but cannot ignore. It's not cruelty or detachment. It's the undeniable presence of someone who has stepped into their own power. This self-assured confidence is intoxicating. It's in the way you carry yourself, in the calm indifference that drives others mad with curiosity. They wonder why their words don't affect you the way they used to, why their attempts to provoke fall flat. What they don't realize is that you've transcended the need for their approval. They sense this change even if they can't articulate it, and it pulls them closer like moths to a flame. This energy isn't accidental. It's carefully controlled, like a symphony conducted with precision. You've mastered the art of emotional balance, wielding your presence like a weapon without ever raising your voice. No longer do you react impulsively. Every move is deliberate, calculated. This calculated intensity is what leaves others both captivated and unsettled. It's as though you've become a mirror reflecting their insecurities, forcing them to confront emotions they'd rather avoid. The power lies not in loud declarations, but in quiet certainty. You know who you are, and that alone is enough to unsettle those who don't. Indifference becomes your sharpest tool, cutting deeper than any outburst could. When you no longer engage in emotional tug-of-wars, you shift the dynamic entirely. Those who once sought to control or belittle you now find themselves grappling with the absence of your attention. This indifference is not born of coldness but of self-preservation, and growth. You've learned that giving energy to every conflict only drains you. Now your silence speaks volumes. It says, I am no longer bound by your expectations. Nothing unsettles others more than realizing their words and actions no longer have power over you. In this era, you become the master of unseen games, rewriting rules that others don't even realize have changed. They attempt to engage with a version of you that no longer exists, chasing shadows of who you were while you've already moved forward. This evolution is subtle yet profound. You're no longer the person who reacts, who explains, who seeks to make everyone understand. Instead, you've stepped into a space where your actions speak louder than any words, and while they struggle to keep up, you remain several steps ahead, unbothered by their confusion. It's not manipulation. It's growth. It's the realization that you've outgrown their narratives while they remain stuck in old patterns. This creates a tension they can't escape. They know something has changed, but they can't pinpoint what it is, and that uncertainty keeps them hooked. They want to decode you, to understand why you're suddenly untouchable, but you've become a puzzle they can't solve. And it's in this mystery that your power lies. Your emotions, once seen as vulnerabilities, now become your strength. You've learned to use them sparingly, like a currency others are desperate to possess. Every glance, every word, every pause is measured and deliberate, leaving others guessing at your next move. This control over your emotional expression keeps them on edge, always wanting more but never quite knowing how to get it. You've become a master of giving just enough to keep them intrigued, creating a dynamic where they invest more in you than they realize. The danger you represent is not physical, it's emotional. It's in the way you make others feel alive, electrified, and slightly off balance. They know the risks of being close to you, yet they can't stay away. This isn't because you aim to harm, but because your presence challenges them in ways they can't resist. It's a thrill they can't find elsewhere, a roller coaster of emotions that leaves them exhilarated even as it unsettles them. Serve yours is not about destruction for destruction's sake. It's about dismantling what no longer serves you with elegance and precision. You've become an architect of chaos, orchestrating it with a calmness that feels almost surreal. It's not about tearing things apart in fits of rage. It's about showing just how much control you have over yourself and your surroundings. This kind of power is rare, and those around you can't help but be drawn to it, even if they don't fully understand why. In this phase, you're not merely existing, you're commanding. And as others scramble to keep up, you remain composed, watching as the dynamics around you shift. It's not about revenge or proving anyone wrong. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you are. This is your era, not as a villain in the traditional sense, but as someone who has reclaimed their narrative, and in doing so, you've become unstoppable. You've felt it, haven't you? That lingering sensation that there's more beneath the surface of your existence, a pulse, a resonance, as though your soul is whispering ancient truths, daring you to remember. In this vast and intricate tapestry of human experience, there are threads that only a chosen few can see. Those threads are woven from the echoes of past lives, the quiet but insistent guidance of your higher self, and the undeniable reality of who you are becoming. These realizations don't just emerge. They command your attention, drawing you closer to your purpose, no matter how deeply buried it may seem. Each moment you've endured, each trial that seemed designed to break you, has instead shaped you. You are not here by chance, and the weight of that truth can feel both exhilarating and overwhelming. This isn't about power over others. Your resilience, your ability to navigate storms that would sink others, is not a coincidence. You've been prepared, refined in ways that most will never comprehend. And now, your higher self is stepping forward, more persistent than ever, leaving traces, memories, lessons, and signs. They're not accidents. They're invitations. People have felt it around you. That undeniable presence you carry, the way you command a room without saying a word. They may not understand it, but they can't deny it. There's a magnetism to you, a quiet yet powerful intensity that makes people stop and take notice. It's not something you've tried to cultivate. It's simply who you are. But this presence, it's not meant for admiration alone. It's a tool, a beacon, and at times, a shield. You've walked through fires most couldn't imagine, and somehow you've emerged not just unscathed but transformed. You're starting to realize that your journey isn't just about survival. It's about evolution. And the more you lean into this truth, the more clarity you gain about your purpose. You may have spent years doubting yourself, feeling out of place in a world that often feels shallow and unkind. But what if every doubt, every hardship, was a necessary part of your awakening? What if the very struggles you've faced were the chisels carving you into who you're meant to be? The answers are already within you, and the memories your higher self is revealing are the keys. Think back to the moments that have stayed with you, not because of their pain or joy, but because they felt significant in ways you couldn't explain. Those moments weren't random. They were echoes, glimpses of something greater. Perhaps it was a fleeting déjà vu, a sensation of having been somewhere before, even though it was your first time. Or maybe it was an unshakable connection to a stranger, as if you recognized them from a time long forgotten. These aren't mere coincidences. They're breadcrumbs, leading you to rediscover the wisdom that has always been yours. And now, as you're drawn deeper into this journey, you'll notice how your presence impacts others. They may react with admiration, confusion, or even resentment, but all of it stems from the same root. They sense something different in you. It's not something they can articulate, but it's something they feel. And while they may not always understand, you do. You've been set apart, not to isolate yourself, but to guide, to inspire, and to shine a light in the darkness that surrounds so many. But let's not romanticize it. The path of the chosen is not an easy one. It demands strength, courage, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. It's not about perfection. It's about authenticity. It's about showing up, even when it's hard, and staying true to the calling that resonates deep within your soul. The world may try to distract you, to pull you away from your purpose, but your higher self will never let you stray too far. It will continue to nudge you, whispering truths you cannot ignore. You've likely felt moments of profound isolation, as though no one truly understands the depth of your journey, and that's okay. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out, to rise above, and to lead. The loneliness you felt is a reminder of your uniqueness, not a punishment. It's a space for growth, for reflection, and for preparing yourself for what's to come. Because when you step into your power, fully and unapologetically, you won't just transform your own life. You'll inspire others to do the same. This isn't a burden. It's a gift. And while it may feel heavy at times, remember that you were chosen because you have the strength to carry it. Your higher self knows this. It sees your potential, your brilliance, and your capacity for greatness. That's why it keeps showing up. Why it refuses to let you settle for anything less than what you deserve. It's not here to make your life easy. It's here to make it meaningful. You might wonder, why me? Why do I feel so different? So out of place in a world that often values conformity over individuality? The answer is simple, because you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to break the mold, to challenge the status quo, and to pave a path for others to follow. Your uniqueness is your strength, and the more you embrace it, the more unstoppable you become. So as you continue on this journey, remember this. You are not alone. There are others like you, scattered across the world, feeling the same pull, the same calling. Together, you form a tapestry of light, each of you contributing your own unique thread to the greater whole. And while your paths may not always cross, your collective energy is changing the world in ways you can't yet see. Signs are everywhere, if you're willing to look. They're in the synchronicities that feel too perfect to be mere chance, in the dreams that linger long after you've woken up, and in the moments of clarity that seem to come out of nowhere. Your higher self is speaking to you, guiding you, and reminding you of who you are. All you have to... This journey isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you already are. It's about peeling back the layers of doubt, fear, and conditioning to reveal the truth that has always been within you. It's about stepping into your power with confidence and grace, knowing that you were made for this. So, take a deep breath and trust the process. You're exactly where you're meant to be, even if it doesn't always feel that way. The challenges you face are not obstacles. They're opportunities for growth. The doubts you feel are not weaknesses. They're reminders of your humanity. And the light you carry, it's not just for you, it's for everyone you encounter. As we continue this journey together, remember to honor yourself and your path. You are worthy of all the love, joy, and abundance the universe has to offer. And as you step into your power, you'll find that the world begins to shift around you, aligning with the truth of who you are. If this message resonates with you, don't let it end here. Comment God below to affirm your connection to your higher self and your commitment to this journey. Subscribe to Soul Ascendancy and join a community of like-minded souls who are on this path with you. Together, we are unstoppable. The journey we've embarked upon, weaving through the intricate tapestry of emotions, power, and self-discovery, reveals itself as profoundly transformative. As we reflect on the themes shared so far, a deeper understanding emerges. The dynamics we've explored transcend surface concepts like manipulation or control. They invite us to awaken to our vast potential, offering a lens through which to see ourselves not as fragmented beings, but as whole, complex entities capable of profound growth and influence. This exploration is not merely about identifying our strengths or suppressing our vulnerabilities. Instead, it's about embracing the duality within us, the interplay of strength and tenderness, of light and shadow. These opposing forces are not adversaries, but partners in the dance of self-realization. Together, they shape the way we engage with the world, lending us the resilience to endure challenges and the sensitivity to connect deeply with others. Through this awakening, we learn that power is not defined by dominance or superiority, but by the authenticity with which we live. True power is quiet yet unyielding, rooted in self-awareness and a commitment to growth. It is the ability to stand firm in our convictions while remaining open to learning, to radiate confidence without arrogance, and to inspire without imposing. Vulnerability, often misunderstood as weakness, emerges as a source of immense strength. It is in our moments of openness, when we allow others to see the unguarded parts of ourselves, that true connections are forged. Vulnerability bridges the gap between individuals, fostering empathy, understanding, and trust. It reminds us that even in our struggles, we are never truly alone. It's the balance between these aspects of ourselves, our light and shadow, our strength and vulnerability, is where our most authentic power resides. It is this balance that enables us to navigate life's complexities with grace and intention. It empowers us to uplift others while staying true to ourselves, to embrace change while honoring our core values, and to pursue our dreams without losing sight of the humanity that binds us all. As we close this chapter of reflection, let it serve as a reminder of the profound beauty and strength within each of us. This journey of self-discovery is ongoing, a continuous unfolding of who we are and who we are becoming. Embrace it fully, with courage and compassion, and let the world witness the unique light you bring to it. If this message resonates with you, comment God below and don't forget to subscribe to Soul Ascendancy. Let us continue this journey together, inspiring and empowering one another along the way. When you reach the point where you truly embody the essence of your personal power, it's as if the veil's been lifted, revealing not just the world around you, but the world within you. Every relationship, every interaction, every moment becomes an opportunity to refine this understanding. You become more than a participant in life. You become its orchestrator, moving with intention and precision, knowing that every step carries significance. As you've learned to navigate this journey, you've likely noticed the shifts within yourself. Perhaps you've started to see relationships in a new light, understanding that what once felt overwhelming or consuming no longer holds the same power over you. So it is the essence of growth. Not just surviving, but thriving in the face of life's complexities. The moments of doubt, the glimpses of vulnerability, the temptations to fall back into old patterns. All of these are not failures but stepping stones. They're reminders of the path you've chosen, one of empowerment and self-realization. The people who surround you, those inexplicably drawn to your energy, serve as mirrors reflecting the evolution of your journey. In their reactions, you can see the ripple effects of your transformation. Some may struggle with your growth, feeling unsettled or even threatened by the contrast between who you were and the powerful, dynamic presence you've become. For them, it's as though your change holds up a mirror to their own stagnation, and they may find it difficult to reconcile the comfort of familiarity with the undeniable reality of your evolution. Others, however, may find themselves unexpectedly moved, as though a dormant part of their spirit has been awakened by witnessing your transformation. The strength you now carry with such certainty becomes more than just a personal victory. It becomes a source of quiet inspiration for those around you, in you. They see a reflection of their own latent potential, a glimmer of what they, too, might achieve if they dared to confront their fears and embrace their true selves. Your journey serves as an unspoken invitation, a reminder that the path to self-discovery and empowerment is available to anyone willing to take the first step. It's not through grand declarations or direct persuasion that you inspire, but through the simple act of living authentically. Your courage in choosing growth over stagnation and authenticity over the safety of conformity creates a ripple effect, igniting a spark in others to reflect on their own lives. They may begin to question the limitations they've placed on themselves, wondering what could be possible if they, too, chose bravery over fear. To these individuals, your presence alone becomes a testament to the power of transformation. While they may not always voice their admiration or gratitude, their internal shifts are undeniable. Perhaps it's a quiet resolve to make a small change, to take a risk they've been avoiding, or to confront a long-standing truth about themselves. Your journey plants seeds of possibility in their hearts, encouraging them to explore the depths of who they are and who they could become. What's truly remarkable is that this influence often occurs without your conscious awareness. You may never fully realize the extent to which your example has touched their lives, and they may never find the words to express it. Yet, their subtle shifts and newfound courage are a testament to the silent power of your transformation. Through your authenticity, you remind them that growth is possible, that strength lies within reach, and that the journey to self-discovery, though challenging, is deeply rewarding. In this way, your life becomes not just your own victory, but a catalyst for change in the lives of others, a legacy of empowerment that transcends words and resonates in actions. Both responses, the discomfort and the admiration, are entirely natural and say less about you than they do about the individuals experiencing them. Your transformation, after all, is a deeply personal journey, and their reactions are simply the echoes of how it resonates within their own lives. Their emotions, whether fear, envy, inspiration, or hope, are not your burden to carry. Instead, they serve as a testament to the energy you now radiate, an energy that has become impossible to ignore. In recognizing this, you free yourself from the weight of external validation or judgment. You understand that your growth does not require anyone else's approval, nor does it diminish anyone else's potential. Instead, your transformation becomes a beacon, a reminder to others of their own capacity for change. Whether they choose to resist or embrace it is entirely their journey, not yours. You are not defined by their reactions. You are defined by the commitment you've made to your own evolution. And in embracing this truth, you continue to stand tall, a radiant force of change, unaffected yet undeniably impactful. This is where the delicate balance between control and freedom reveals its true importance. Power, when wielded with wisdom and responsibility, becomes a tool of liberation rather than a mechanism of oppression. It doesn't bind you to rigid constructs or force you into perpetual defense. Instead, it gives you the clarity and agency to navigate life on your own terms. With this power, you can step into each situation with purpose, evaluate its potential impact on your well-being, and consciously decide whether it aligns with your growth or detracts from it. Such empowerment doesn't create walls to isolate you from the world. Instead, it provides you with the discernment to choose connections that resonate with your values and aspirations, relationships that uplift, challenge, and enrich you. Equally, it enables you to recognize and gracefully disengage from those that no longer serve you, those that drain your energy or seek to diminish the person you are becoming. This is not about cold detachment or self-imposed isolation, but about honoring the boundaries that safeguard your emotional and spiritual well-being. The goal is not to build a fortress of invulnerability where no one can touch you. Rather, it's about cultivating an unshakable inner foundation. In this state, your peace, strength, and sense of self become an impenetrable sanctuary. This sanctuary isn't about closing yourself off. It's about ensuring that any external influence entering your space does so with your permission and aligns with your sense of purpose. By embracing this approach, you create a life where challenges no longer feel like threats, but opportunities for growth. Your resilience becomes a source of calm, allowing you to face uncertainty with grace. Your strength radiates not as dominance but as quiet confidence, reassuring others while firmly grounding yourself. This balance of control and freedom is not merely a practice. It becomes a way of being. It transforms you into a person who is both deeply connected to the world and fiercely protective of their own peace. You are no longer swayed by the chaos around you, but instead, you move through it with intention, creating a life defined by empowerment, clarity, and unwavering self-assurance. As we conclude this exploration, it's worth considering the deeper implications of what has been discussed. What does it mean to hold power, to evoke fascination, to inspire both admiration and fear? It's not about adopting a persona or playing a role. It's about authenticity. True power comes from alignment, from living in harmony with your values, desires, and truths. When you strip away the layers of expectation, conditioning, and fear, what remains is your essence. That is your greatest strength, the core of who you are. But with this strength comes responsibility. To hold power over others is to hold their trust, even when they may not fully understand it. The influence you wield should never be used to harm or diminish, but to inspire, to elevate, and to create spaces where authenticity can flourish. This doesn't mean you must always be kind or agreeable. Sometimes the most powerful lessons come from confrontation and challenge, but it does mean you act with integrity. Each decision, each action, should reflect the person you are becoming. It's also important to acknowledge the role of vulnerability in this process. Power without vulnerability is brittle, prone to shatter under the weight of its own rigidity. It is through our willingness to be seen, to be imperfect, that we truly connect with the glimpses of your inner world, the moments where your humanity shines through. These are what make your strength resonate. They remind those around you that power doesn't mean perfection. It means perseverance, resilience, and the courage to keep evolving. In this way, you transform into a beacon of light, a living testament to the power of authenticity and resilience. Your journey, with all its twists, turns, and complexities, becomes more than just a personal experience. It evolves into a guide for others who are navigating the labyrinth of their own lives. People who cross your path are drawn to your energy, not because you have all the answers or live a flawless life, but because you embody the courage it takes to embrace imperfection while pursuing self-discovery with unwavering determination. Your struggles, rather than being hidden away, are worn as badges of honor. They reflect the battles you've fought and the lessons you've learned, showing others that growth is not linear, and that mistakes are not the end of the road, but stepping stones toward a deeper understanding of oneself. This raw honesty resonates deeply with those around you, reminding them that it's okay to falter, to question, and to rebuild. Through your journey, they find permission to start their own. What you create is a legacy far greater than the achievements or accolades that often define success. You cultivate a ripple effect of empowerment, one that extends beyond your immediate circle and reaches into the lives of people you may never even meet. Your willingness to step into the unknown, to face challenges with an open heart and a resilient spirit, inspires others to do the same. They see in you a mirror of their own potential, a reminder that transformation is possible not despite adversity but because your presence becomes a lighthouse in the storm, guiding others not by dictating their paths, but by illuminating the power they hold within themselves to forge their way forward. And in doing so, you don't just live a life with intention. You spark a chain reaction of courage, self-awareness, and purpose in others. This is the true gift of your authenticity. It becomes a catalyst for others to embrace their own journeys, fostering a world where each individual feels empowered to live in alignment with their unique truth. In being unapologetically yourself, you remind others that they too can shine, and together, you create a collective brilliance that transforms lives. To the ones still grappling with their own power, who may feel overwhelmed by the challenges or doubts that arise, know this: every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward freedom. The freedom to define yourself on your terms, to create relationships that nurture and inspire you, and to build a life that reflects your deepest truths. It's not a destination, but a journey, one that will continually evolve as you do. To those who carry the heavy burden of others' expectations, who constantly find themselves caught between the desire to please and the yearning to remain true to their own identity, Let this moment serve as a powerful reminder. You are not here to mold yourself to someone else's vision of who you should be. The world around us often imposes its narratives, insisting that we conform to predefined roles, expectations, or standards that may have little to do with our own truths. But your life, your essence, is far too unique, far too expansive, to be confined by someone else's limitations or perceptions. Your story is your own, an intricate, beautiful tapestry woven from the threads of your experiences, dreams, aspirations, and even your struggles. Each moment of joy, pain, and growth adds its own color and texture to the fabric of your life. No one else can dictate the pattern of your journey because no one else has lived it. Every twist and turn, every triumph and setback, every choice you've made has contributed to the masterpiece of you. This is your creation, your legacy, and it deserves to be honored, cherished, and celebrated. It is so easy to fall into the trap of believing that our worth is determined by how much we can meet the expectations of others. Whether they are family, friends, colleagues, or society at large, we try to make others happy, to live up to their standards, thinking that in doing so we will find acceptance or love. But this path often leads to a sense of emptiness, as we lose sight of who we are in the pursuit of becoming what others want us to be. True fulfillment comes not from external validation, but from living a life that is authentic to you, a life that aligns with your values, passions, and truths. Never let anyone, no matter how close they are to you, convince you that you're anything less than extraordinary. You are a being of infinite potential, capable of growth, transformation, and creating beauty in ways that are uniquely yours. To fully embrace this truth, you must learn to listen to your own voice, to trust your instincts, and to have the courage to walk your own path, even when it diverges from what others expect. As we close this chapter, I want to leave you with a call to action. Reflect on what has been shared, not just intellectually but emotionally. How does it resonate with you? What does it awaken within you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Write God if this message has touched you, if it has stirred something deep within your soul. Your engagement not only strengthens our connection but also amplifies the collective energy of this community. And if you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe to Soul Ascendancy. By joining us, you become part of a movement, a space where ideas are explored, truths are uncovered, and souls are uplifted. Together, we can continue to delve into the depths of human experience, uncovering the wisdom that lies within each of us. Let this be the start of something greater, a journey not just of discovery but of transformation. The power is within you, always has been. Now is the time to claim it, to live it,